This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. This is KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Today is Friday, July 23rd. Well, the Clark County coroner has released the cause and manner of death for 7-year-old Liam Husted. Coroner Melanie Rouse has ruled that the child from San Jose, California, died on May 28th from strangulation. The manner of death was homicide. Husted's body was found by hikers on a trail off Highway 160 in Mountain Springs. His 35-year-old mother, Samantha Moreno Rodriguez, was arrested in Colorado days later. She is currently being held at the Clark County Detention Center. And Nevada Highway Patrol has concluded their investigation into a fatal motorcycle crash.
Saturday afternoon, troopers responded to a crash on US 95 in Humboldt County, approximately 12 miles north of Winnemucca. NHP says a Harley-Davidson motorcycle was stopped on a private driveway off US 95. The initial investigation found that the motorcycle accelerated from the driveway, attempting to turn left onto US 95 to head southbound. At the same time, a tractor-trailer was traveling northbound on US 95. NHP says the truck driver hit the brakes and steered to the left in an attempt to avoid the motorcycle, but the right front of the truck struck the left side of the motorcycle. The rider, identified as 67-year-old Charles Purchase of Winnemucca, was thrown from the motorcycle and died at the scene. The truck driver was unhurt and safely brought the vehicle to a stop on the shoulder of the road. Nevada Highway Patrol's investigation and reconstruction team continues its investigation into the crash.
And Nevada Highway Patrol is also investigating the cause of a crash that occurred on Interstate 80.
Just before 4:30 Friday morning, troopers responded to a crash on I-80 in Elko County, about 13 miles east of Wells. NHP's preliminary investigation has determined that a Chrysler Pacifica minivan was traveling eastbound on I-80 in the rightmost travel lane. The driver swerved to the left to avoid striking tire debris in the roadway. The minivan began to rotate, traveled across the leftmost travel lane and onto the unpaved center median, where it overturned, ultimately landing upright in the median. A 4-year-old child was not properly restrained and was ejected as the vehicle overturned. The little girl died at the scene. The adult female driver and a second juvenile passenger received non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to a local hospital.
Sad news there. Well, an argument between a man and his girlfriend turns violent after she says that she was forced to defend her dogs.
Nye County officers responded to a call from the girlfriend of Craig Lax, who stated that he was intoxicated and allegedly threatening to kill her dogs. The incident was said to be incited from an ongoing argument that started earlier in the day and continued to escalate to the point of violence. The victim stated that she stood between Craig Lax and her dogs to protect them and was allegedly stabbed in the hand by a knife Mr. Lax was wielding. She was then injured further by a drawer that was thrown by Mr. Lax that struck her in the face. Nye County officers observed injuries to her right hand consistent with that of a stab wound and blood on her right nostril. When deputies spoke to Mr. Lax about the incident, he stated that they were in a verbal argument and a tussle. Mr. Lax then refused to elaborate on what occurred any further. Nye County Sheriff's deputies found enough evidence to charge Mr. Lax with domestic battery with a deadly weapon, causing substantial bodily harm, and violation of probation.
And a concerned father called the Nye County Sheriff's Office after finding bruises on his child allegedly caused by the child's stepfather.
According to a report, Nye County Sheriff's officers responded to a call from a father who allegedly found disturbing bruises on his young child after coming home from a date night with his girlfriend in Las Vegas. The local man had left his child in the care of the child's mother and stepfather while they were out. Upon their arrival into Las Vegas, they received a call from the stepfather, identified as Daniel Daffer, stating that he had spanked and hit their child because their child was having a meltdown and would not eat dinner. Daffer informed the father of the child that the child was fine, but the eye was a little puffy. After hearing this and becoming concerned, they returned from Las Vegas to Daniel Daffer's residence to pick up the child, who was asleep at the time. Upon their arrival at their own residence, they noticed further swelling and bruising. When asked what happened, the child only cowered under a blanket and responded, "Pop Pop," which is the nickname used by the child for Daniel Daffer. An investigation was conducted, and Daffer said that he did in fact smack the child during the meltdown to get the child's attention. Daniel Daffer was placed under arrest for child abuse and was transported to Nye County Detention Center without incident.
News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. The state of Nevada continues to work to increase COVID-19 vaccinations statewide with a specific focus on southern Nevada. This week, the case rate per 100,000 in Pershing County has decreased from 14 last week to 0 this week. They are the only county to see this improvement. Nevada has seen increased testing in 8 counties and encourages those who are feeling sick or who may have been exposed to COVID-19 to seek testing. Test positivity decreased in Lander and Lyon and is currently holding below the 5% threshold set by the World Health Organization in 7 counties: Eureka, Humboldt, Lander, Lincoln, Pershing, Story, and White Pine. The state says that they are now able to report that 50% of Douglas County's population has now initiated vaccination. The COVID vaccine is free for everyone, no insurance is required, and it is available at many locations for those 12 years old and older. The state already has mask requirements in place for employees who are not fully vaccinated, and that will continue. On Wednesday, the Clark County Commission mandated masks for employees working indoors in public spaces in Clark County. Nevada continues to rise above the national vaccine first dose trends, and they say that they know that Vax Nevada Days and other vaccine outreach strategies are working. Clark County has now fully vaccinated 45% of its eligible population, which is slightly below the state average of 46%. Washoe County has fully vaccinated 56% of its eligible. The risk of breakthrough infection or severe side effects is minuscule. There will be a small percentage of fully vaccinated people who still get sick, are hospitalized, or die from COVID-19. 2 doses of Pfizer and Moderna offer more than 96% protection from serious complications of COVID-19. People with Johnson & Johnson vaccines are about 85% protected from hospitalization and death. The College of Business at the University of Nevada, Reno is assisting the government of Nye County in the development of a new organizational strategic plan. We have Assistant Research Professor Frederick Steinman to explain what the workshop consists of and where we go from here.
So the government of Nye County has embarked with us at the University of Nevada, Reno and the College of Business to develop a new 5-year organizational strategic plan. This will help guide and focus the county's efforts to develop new programs, new services, new projects, public facilities over the 2022 to 2027 period. As part of this process, we began by engaging property owners, residents, business owners, nonprofit organizational leaders, members of the community over a series of community workshops. We started in Amargosa Valley, then into Pahrump, then Beatty, Tonopah, and finished out the cycle in Round Mountain. That was really an opportunity for me without county representatives to really have a one-on-one conversation with members of the public, just to get a sense of what they feel the issues are in their community and where they'd like to see the county focus and invest resources, again, in the development and provision of services and facilities and infrastructure over the next 5 years. It was a real opportunity, again, for them to identify those priorities.
Well, the workshop will take place on Wednesday, June 30th from 9 until 11 at the Beatty Community Center. It'll be a 2-hour event and food and refreshments will be provided. If you're interested in attending, please RSVP with Frederick Steinman by Monday, June 28th by 5 p.m. You can email him at fred@unr.edu. That's fred@unr.edu or by phone 775-784-1655. Well, pool chemicals are in high demand this summer, and it's important that people know how safely to use them. If mixed the wrong way, you could get hurt.
There's some shortages in the supply chain, and there may not be as much chemicals available, and people still want to use their pool. People are doing some creative things or making some homegrown brews or mixing different chemicals. That is extremely dangerous and something that should be avoided.
Dr. Baruch Fertel is an emergency medicine physician for Cleveland Clinic. He says pool chemical injuries happen every year. So what can a pool owner do to stay safe? He says, for starters, make sure the chemicals are properly stored. They should be kept in a cool, dry space away from anything flammable. Next, open containers outside where it's ventilated. You don't want to risk inhaling toxic fumes. Finally, always remember to pour the powder right into the pool water. If the opposite is done, it can cause a dangerous reaction.
It may seem counterintuitive because you're adding the powder to the water. However, if you put a little bit of water into the powder, it can cause something called wetting, and that can cause the chemical reaction, which can cause combustibility.
And don't forget to check your pool chemical levels either. Dr. Fertel says dirty water can cause skin rashes and other infections.
Thank you so much to Brad Francis for that report. Well, Pahrump Valley High School is gearing up for the annual spaghetti dinner and bake auction to benefit the football program. Coach Joe Clayton says the event is important to the success of the players and the team.
July 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday evening is our 8th annual spaghetti dinner and bake auction that our football team's been doing for quite some time. It's a great program or event simply because football is very costly, so the equipment and protective equipment, some of the training sleds and things like that, extremely expensive. So for us to be able to do what we need to do, this fundraiser is huge for us. It provides all the income that we need to, to be successful. This is for anybody in the community, businesses, individuals. You can buy a $5 ticket at the gate that evening, or you can purchase tickets ahead of time from your favorite football player or from the coaching staff. We're here Monday through Thursday next week from 6 to 10 if anybody wants to come by the high school and buy tickets that way, or we have football players around the community selling tickets as well. The spaghetti dinner is great, $5. You get a big plate of spaghetti, salad, dinner rolls, water and juice, and then as soon as everybody kind of is comfortable and has their food, then we start the bake auction directly after. The bake auction is where a lot of our funds have come from, where the community and local businesses, it's a good advertising opportunity for businesses to where they can kind of divvy up some money and try to bid on some of the cakes and baked goods and things like that.
So if you would like to donate a baked good business, individuals, you can still do that, and how would they do that?
Yes, absolutely. My wife, Holly Clayton, she does a fabulous job organizing the whole thing, and it's a lot of work, and she just, her number is 775-513-2929. You can call her directly or get a hold of myself at the high school, and we can organize pickup of the baked goods if they want to donate. And we really do need baked goods at this point. That's one of the things we do need before next Saturday. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, for today's Save a Pet segment, we're back inside the cat room at Desert Haven, and that's where Darby introduces us to Oreo.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Oreo. Oreo is a 1-year-old male domestic longhair with gold eyes. He's a little love. He likes to go and bat at you and play. He's super sweet. He is what I would call a tuxedo, where he has the white and the black. Super duper sweet little white face on his chin. Kind of looks like he's wearing a little mask, and his little, he has like a little goatee, a little black goatee. Super sweet boy. If you want to come and see Oreo or any of his friends here in the cat room at Desert Haven Animal Society, you don't need to make an appointment anymore. They're only closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, so they're open 5 days a week, including weekends, and you can come and visit them from 11 to 3. And their phone number is 775-751-7020. Desert Haven is located on Seary Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse, and you can always check them out on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, John Kohler, sitting out the Lerner and Rowe KPVM weather window. Look at this hazy weather we've got this monsoon season. We'll tell you about a complete weather report when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Friday. We got dogs in the studios. We got good times happening this weekend. Let's see what we can check out for the weather as we approach the weekend. 98 degrees. It's boy band temperature up in Fernley. Fallon, you got about 100. Carson City sticking with the upper 90s. It's mid-90s, mid-state, and down to low 90s in Tonopah and Goldfield. Beatty, you're sitting right at 100 degrees. Look at you. So precocious. Amber goes 105 degrees along with Las Vegas. Out in Death Valley, it's 115 big smacking degrees. Oh, well, don't enjoy that. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, here we go, the dusky desert jewel out here in Nye County, 101 degrees. Oh, beautiful. High temperatures today at 101, so we're sitting right on it. South-southwesterly winds to 11 miles per hour. Humidity at 19% as we enjoy the sunrise this morning at 5:44 a.m. It was gorgeous. Setting this evening just shy of 8 o'clock. It'll be about 7:56 p.m. Low tonight, about 79 degrees is where we're heading with east-southeasterly winds to 9 miles per hour. Humidity at 30%. Man, we're going to see some rain here and there, I think, throughout the valley. And throughout the next couple, 3 days, looks like we got temperatures at 103 degrees on a high mark for Saturday. And then it's calming down to about 88 degrees by Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, clear skies. Thursday, Friday, temperatures returning to triple digits and lots of clouds. How about that? Things to look forward to. Hope you're enjoying the weekend, and we'll see you on the other side. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, Sean. I can tell you I'm not sad about those numbers that are coming in for Monday and Tuesday. Might be kind of nice. But if you are super overheated for this weekend, there's a special thing happening at our community pool, which is sponsored by the Pahrump Valley Firefighters Association. The local International Association of Firefighters, number 4068, has sponsored the community pool here in Pahrump for the whole entire weekend. That's Saturday and Sunday. Free swimming for everyone who would like to go down there to Petrick Park on the corner of Basin and Highway 160. You get to swim for free. Come on down. And of course, we have movie night that is happening Saturday night. This week's movie is Dr. Dolittle. It starts there at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park in Alpha Honeysuckle between Dandelion and Pahrump Valley Boulevard at 8:15. Bring a chair, bring a blanket. You can even buy snacks there at the snack bar, but you can also bring your snacks and have a great time watching Dr. Dolittle. Of course, that movie is free, and that is brought to you by the town of Pahrump. Also, we want to let people know that there is a special event for a young child who I'm going to bring you the story next week, but his name is Jairus, and he has a nervous system disorder, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation is making his wish come true, and that is to have a park in his own yard. And so little 6-year-old Jairus is going to be surprised this weekend. Don't let him know, because it's going to be a big surprise. We're even going to have Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and the Nye County Sheriff's Office there, and luckily his mom invited me. And of course, the general public is invited to come on down to the house. There is Saturday night, 6 p.m. The address is 1970 Windy Lane. We want to surprise Jairus with his new park and his new play space. So the public's invited to come on down, park your cars along the road with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, and we are going to surprise him. If you would like to RSVP, you can do that at quinnw@snv.wish.org. Right there at 1970 Windy Lane. We're going to make his dreams come true. Thanks so much to Make-A-Wish for doing that. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. From all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio, have a great night.